All right. So this is overcoming resistance. This is an interesting thing. How many of you like this? You want to overcome resistance? How many of you want to overcome resistance? Right. Okay, this is a good thing. What do you see on your screen? All of you type. Okay. I see a lot of participation in this. Thanks for that. All right. So where does the major resistance start? Generally, if you see, and let's see different forms of expression of resistance, okay? We will see different forms of expressions of that resistance. You know, some smart people are there. They would say, how do you find out people are showing resistance? Please, and this is sort of, you can say, internally researched and written. Some people do, if you can relate to this type ICR, it would have worked in other places, but not here. It would have worked in other places, but not here. Okay, this is probably ICR1, okay? This is ICR1. This is the first form of resistance. I'll show second ICR2. We have tried something like this before. This is also a form of resistance. This is ICR2. I can relate to the second one. Okay. We have tried something like this before. You have to be very careful in understanding this resistance, okay? They would say very smartly, okay? We need to spend more time thinking about it. We can't decide now. I've seen it time and again. Murli, I think we'll get back to you. We need, this is ICR3, okay? We need to spend more time thinking about this. This is a straight hook shot, okay? We don't have time for this. It's a good idea, but it just won't fit here. Very smart way of showing resistance. It's a good idea, ICR5, correct. It's a good idea, but it won't fit here. Or certain people will straight away tell you, straight form of resistance. It's impossible, it just won't work here. And this is a smart way of showing resistance. The union, shop floor, etc. won't go for it. As though this guy is ready to change. This is a big one. Too many changes already made already. Murli, you won't know how many changes we have made already. Right? And some people will say, Murli, if you start this, it will lead to conflict, difficulty, chaos, and all that stuff. There was one guy who showed me this resistance, okay, in one of the companies. When I was following up with some projects, he finally was pushed and he said, I just want to be left alone to do my job, my thing. Just leave me alone. The company is doing fine already. Who needs it? All right. So you can add to your own the thing if yeah, what's new in this? That's also fine. So this is some exercise for you. For those who want to contribute to this form of resistance, probably you can add to this list and put that list in the group also. Okay. How many of you will do that? So that I can refine my slides also. It is unrealistic. Reality will kill it. Okay, Ugandanji. Thank you. It is unrealistic and reality will kill it straight away. So resistance, how do you plan and manage the resistance? These are all my thoughts, purely my thoughts. Let me share that. Give them the future state, identify the steps to freeze, unfreeze, and refreeze. Because when people are encountered with change, they go into the freeze mode. You need to tell them the clear steps to freeze or unfreeze and refreeze. And you need to design it well. Whatever the change implementation plan that we are going to carry, you need to design it well. And the implementation also should be seamless. It should be meticulous. You have to monitor and you'll have to support during the implementation. Okay. If this is clear, please type super clear in the comment box and I'll go into the depth of this. So learning and development is very, very important during the causes of change, and rewarding and recognition is also important. These are the two supporting things. So how do you communicate? You'll have to communicate during the current state. Okay. First, explain upfront why the change is necessary, because people, top leaders, has to explain this. You need to validate the current state to them. This is how our status quo is. And you need to show them the desired state. Look, if you go this, then how good it would be. And identify what is going to change, the scope of change. Okay. So that is for the current state. And focus on future positives. Focus on future positives. And so during the transition of change, what all the tips that they should have? Let's see some of them. Okay. During the transition, you should keep on repeating the desired state message again and again, because people needs to be hammered again and again, should be reinforced, should be reiterated, should be restated on what is the desired state. That is why, you should show them that vision. Provide the necessary information on answers in variety of ways, because they'll ask several questions. So you have to answer in different ways. Create safe ways to express resistance. Please honor the old ways. Don't say that they are all stupid, they don't change and things like that. Honor whatever is the old way. And then you let them bury the old way. Okay. If this transition is clear, type clear in the comment box. I'll go to the next future state. These are all for communication. Okay. This is communication plan during the process of change. Show the distance people have come. After you reach the future state, communicate like this. See, we were 2 years back this, and now we are here. Communicate the positive results of the desired state. And acknowledge the price that they have paid. I always say this, you guys, the company is in the current state because of all the hard work that each and every one of the employees have done. We consultants are not magicians, right? And the company has come to that level because of all the hard work and the sincere efforts that people have put over years and years, over decades. So acknowledge the price that they have paid. But then show them that we have to do much better, and hence, we are creating this momentum. Sincerely thank them for the efforts and the results. Okay, if the previous slide was useful, type useful. This is how you have to communicate the plans. And then learning and development. Okay, learning and development. What will you have in learning and development? This topic is a little bit of a behavioral topic. There would always be a lot of, opinions and views. Okay, and I sincerely respect everybody's views. In learning and development, so what all that we do for the current state, transition, future. Of course, you need to identify competencies, because I said learning and development is so important, right? Identify competencies and performance level required in the desired state and assess the gap. This is what is called as gap analysis for the current knowledge and the skill level and the desired level of the skill. Of course, you need to plan training outlines and implement the process and do as per schedule. And after you have done this current state, transition, carry out the training plan on schedule. Assess the gap between the current knowledge and desired level, even during the transition phase, and plan the training outlines and implement process and schedule. And in future state, measure the performance levels, provide refresher courses as needed, and design curriculum for new hires and career development. Okay, so here again, these are all some pointers just for you to think. Okay, when you write your My Lean Journey book, you can write your own thought process on how do you manage the current state, how do you manage the transition, and how do you manage the future state on the learning and development. Reward and recognition also. There is a current state in which you can examine the current performance measures, identify the behaviors that are desired to be encouraged and developed. I hate to read contents, okay? And that's why I'm going through a little bit faster, because these contents as it is has to be absorbed, assimilated, and thought over. These are only points to ponder, okay? So in the current state, examine the current performance measures is very clear. Identify the behaviors that are desired that needs to be encouraged, and develop the new performance measures. These are all simple stuff, okay? During the transition, how do you handle that? Very important. Stop rewarding the old ways and undesirable behaviors. Reward in incremental steps towards new performance, and reward those who surface resistance by including them in Kaizen. Reward those who surface resistance by including them in Kaizen. That's why I said at least include people who think that cannot change. Future state, identify, recognize behaviors that support the desired state. Reward the achievement of new performance measures, and do not reward or ignore undesirable performance. Penalize destructive behaviors. Very, very important. All right. Yeah, the slide's a bit heavy, I know that. Okay. But then some of you, I don't know, I don't expect valuable or useful from everyone, but if you feel, because it is just not about doing Kaizens, okay? But we need to manufacture, we need to manage the communication during the process. You need to manage the learning and development during the process, and you need to manage the reward and recognition during the process. How do you communicate? How do you do the training? And how do you do the reward and recognition? Okay. So if you all find this session useful, good points and whatever,